Hello, my name is Golkin Sergey Anatolyevich. I'm an inventor, and today, I want to announce that I want to publish one of my inventions and give anyone the opportunity to use it at their discretion. This invention is one of the varieties of internal combustion engines. I am the author of the invention of the internal combustion engine, so I have a patent. This is one of the variants of the engine, patent 2000, 2007, 2006 year. So I will support you. Please take a look. Author and patent holder. Later, I upgraded it several times and also applied for different modifications of this engine. Yes, they said there were several different modifications. This engine has a number of advantages over all existing ones today. Its main difference from any other engine is its efficiency, performance, and size. But this is it in short. If we talk in more detail, then of course, there are very many advantages, and they are significant. First of all, its geometry. In general, this is a different view of fuel engines in general. This is a completely different design, unlike anything we know today. Here I am holding in my hands, this is a prototype engine with a working volume of 206 cubic centimeters. To make it clear, today the existing engine with a working volume of 206 cubic centimeters is, well, much larger than me, my chest. In other words, it is a large, wide, volumetric engine. Here is an analog of the same engine in front of you, but the dimensions, as I said, are not the only thing, not the main thing. Everything is important in this engine. In other words, this is a prototype of a 4-stroke 2-cylinder engine. That's all you see is the whole engine. And I decided to publish this type of engine and provide an opportunity for those who want to produce, sell, reproduce. Use this type of engine as you like, whatever you see fit. This engine can be used as a classic use, it's in cars, in any type of transport. Yes, you can make pumps, compressors, electric generators, water pumps, a lot of things can be done. In fact, this is an ordinary engine. Here, I am showing you all the details that are needed for his work. That is, there is, of course, a bearing missing here. Here one is laid here, and then outside here is another bearing. This is for assembly. That is, we put 3 bearings, assembled a nut. In these holes, here I have it provided here, 2 fuel injectors are placed to supply fuel, and that's it. And this engine is fully assembled and ready to work. How is it already arranged, and how does it work? That is, here this part is, let's say, yes, completed. There is a torus area here, and, yes, this piston is made together with the body. We will make it as one. Plus, there is an observation window, a window for ventilation, here it is, and 2 holes for fuel supply. Here we have, it turns out, 2 chambers of the working chamber are formed. The second half, almost the same thing is done. There is an exhaust hole and a piston in the same way. And there are 2 cameras here, only they are already deaf. There are no holes, nothing. When it is assembled, combustion chambers are formed between these pistons, yes, here it has converged. And a combustion chamber is formed between them, yes. At the same time, the compression ratio in this engine is infinite, that is, compression occurs to 0, right? These two pistons, when they are compressed, they converge completely, and they burn down any substance, whatever it is, to 0, so to speak. Thus, this type of engine can run on any type of burned fuel. It doesn't matter, gasoline, kerosene, diesel fuel. The main thing is that when compressed, the fuel will be compressed to such a state that it will ignite by itself, there will be a flash. And here it is, the pistons converged, the flash occurred, they moved apart, moved in the opposite direction, and converged already from this side, right? Here, during the movement, yes, there is a moment when fuel is injected, compression occurs, and turns in the opposite direction. That is, it turns out that here we have one half, yes, where the injectors are placed, it is stationary. The second half with the output shaft is movable, and it constantly moves back and forth. This type of engine, is called a pendulum type, that is, I have several types of them. This is one of them, which is called a pendulum type. I want to show and tell it now, because it is the easiest to understand and perform. That is, a minimum of detail, as you can see, 2 details, right, and the maximum benefit. Now about the benefits. This engine is so small that it fits easily in my hand. This is an engine with a working volume of 209 cubic centimeters. For comparison, for understanding, now the existing engines of 209 cubic centimeters. 200 cubic centimeters, yes, are used in some motorcycles, that is, it is quite such a large, voluminous and so to speak, heavy engine, in which there are many parts, including a camshaft, crankshaft, piston, valve in general, O-rings, gaskets, many other things. All parts in a conventional engine, yes, are subject to wear and are erased. Nothing rubs in this engine, since initially during assembly, all parts are adjusted to each other with minimal gaps. The movable part sits on the bearings, there should be no runout here, respectively, the wear is 0, and accordingly, the resource of such an engine is not limited. The next advantage of such an engine, due to the fact that there is no camshaft, crankshaft and many other systems in this engine, all the work done by expanding the combustible fuel, it is directed to the output load, to the output shaft, and accordingly, the efficiency of this engine is more than 90%. Which means that, again, this engine is small, 200 cubic centimeters, it will have a power not the same as that of an ATV, but twice, 1.5 to 2 times more. I don't want to say any calculated indicators right now, because they are just calculated. Practice can always show more or less, so when I have the opportunity to assemble it from metal, launch it and demonstrate it, and then I will be able to name real numbers. But we can say beforehand that its efficiency will be higher 90%, and this is almost twice as much as any existing engines in this parameter. Thus, I want to summarize that this engine has a number of advantages that allow using it to reach a new level of development, probably of many things. In other words, this includes mechanical engineering, and possibly, the appearance of a new type of vehicles, so-called flying machines, and much more. In other words, we will be able to get even such a simple thing, which is of course difficult to imagine now, but charging for a phone, pocket charging for a phone on fuel. In other words, you took out of your pocket a small, tiny generator like this, maybe even pulled a thread so that it would start, right? You connected a phone to it, or maybe it's already built into the phone, and you pulled a thread from the phone, the engine started working, and after 15 minutes your phone was charged. Yes, even such forms of use can be there, thanks to this simple design that I'm showing you. I have a request and requirements. Please to all concerned, if you have the opportunity to support me as an inventor in my endeavors, you can transfer money to me. I'll post my card number or account number below the video. I don't even know what needs to be done there. But for those who want to produce these engines for commercial purposes, sell them. Well, my requirement is to transfer 1% of the sale to my account. Basically that's it. Thank you all for your attention. Goodbye.